Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for the 1-4 profile in human design. If you don't know what your profile is, there's a link in the description below to get your human design body graph. And among the plethora of information on there, one of those bits of information will be your profile. So for the purposes of these readings, we're going based off of your profile. And I'm also doing zodiac sign readings, so definitely be sure to check those out once they are up also. I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't sure. So I picked the next readings, like I've been using my little bowl that I have all 24. Okay. Hold please. Okay. That I have all 24 readings. Anyway, I chose the order this morning. And I did the other two, and like when it came to yours, I just kind of felt like, I don't even know what the right word is. Like it feels like chill. It feels like I just was kind of relaxing, taking a load off, watching TV, like, kind of taking a break. And I'm like, I'm not sure if I do have the energy to do that reading or not today. And I came over here to sit down and do something else, and the energy showed up for your reading. So I don't know, like I wonder if you are feeling kind of chill, if you are just kind of letting things flow, right? Like not worrying about anything. And the card that came out for you is align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Interesting. Even just the different, this almost kind of reminds me of like a broken mirror type of thing. This is how I have been feeling. The whole month of April, it just feels like being in pieces. And what is going on here? But it feels like kind of like being in pieces and just almost kind of like waiting to be like put back together. So I hope April's been going well for you. We have the 6 of Swords. That definitely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the exact number of cards that we needed. So we have the Tower card. We have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Magician. And we have the 9 of Swords. And then the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. All of the readings today, I have wished that I was doing the overhead camera view. I usually do, but this time I was just like, that seems annoying. It seems like a burden to do that. So no, I decided not to, and I haven't even missed it until the 3 readings that I've done today, because I kind of wish that you could like see. So the top row is the 6 of Swords, the Tower, and 5 of Pentacles. The bottom row is a Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the 9 of Swords. I hope it's not super duper annoying that my door is open. I really don't want to close it, so I'm just going to trust that it's not annoying. We also like have birds chirping, so maybe they're just confirming messages. I don't know. But if I get the feeling that it is becoming annoying, I will, of course, close it. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the 9 of Swords at the bottom. It's just interesting. We'll just kind of see how this plays out. But let's read about this card. All right, so you look at the card. I will read from the book. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. I apologize for my inability to speak. I sometimes feel like I'm like in front of the class, like reading in front of the class, and I'm like stuttering all over my words. Many of us have learned to be who we are. Oh my gosh. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender how we have changed, and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask that you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now. To curiously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that you are congruent with who you truly are today. I apologize for how difficult it was for me to read that. Yes, I feel like that pretty much summed up a good part of this reading, because we start with the Six of Swords. This is all about moving forward. Swords have to do with our mind, so it's also our mindset, our beliefs, it's truth and honesty, but divine truth, your divine truth. And the book was talking about authenticity and who you truly are meant to be, right? A lot of us already have an idea of what that is, but a lot of conditioning, expectations, cultural, societal stuff prevent us from doing that, or, create those masks that we wear. I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings, whether they're our stories or not, and whether they're true or not. But it becomes a reason why we do things, why we don't do things, why we believe certain things. So, all that being said, the Six of Swords is allowing your mind to move forward. That it's being guided. This boat is being guided by these crows. Crows represent change. And the crows are bringing this boat out of choppy waters. They have their baggage there, so it's like they pretty much packed up what they could carry. It's like taking only the essentials and literally allowing yourself to be guided forward. This could be even a shift in mindset if that's what you need. It could be moving, of course, and that could, of course, be anything like moving jobs, moving homes, moving states, moving countries, relationships, right? It's some sort of movement forward, but it really starts with changing your mind. What's that saying? There's that song by Sugarland. I think it's settling or settle in. I ain't settling for anything less than everything. But one of the verses in there is she changed her mind and changed her life. Something along those lines. That might just be a song to listen to, even if you're not into country, because it is a country song. It's an amazing song. And I love her. But That's what this is, right? It's changing your mind and how that can literally change your life. And it's paired with the Queen of Cups. And this is about healing. Cups have to do with our emotions, our heart center, love, our relationship to love. Queens are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves, like we recognize the energy of the suit within ourselves. We get clarity on it, and we also learn to master it. So this is emotional maturity. It's even unpacking emotional baggage. Hold on. Okay. Some dogs started going crazy. So emotional maturity, unpacking emotional baggage. There's this sense of surrender here. Literally letting go is how this feels, right? It's cups. This is also, even with it being paired with the Six of Swords, it's allowing yourself to be guided based on how you feel. It could definitely be strategy and authority. So it could even be a message about getting more familiar with your strategy and authority, or experimenting with your strategy and authority, or continuing to experiment with your strategy and authority, because your strategy and authority is literally designed to help you enter into the quote unquote correct experiences for you. And your profile is how you interact with those experiences, the energies, the people in them, right? So there's a sense of surrender. There's a sense of like trust that you are going to be guided exactly where you needed to go. There's an opportunity for emotional growth as far as maturity and even understanding your emotions. There's also the energy available to tune in more to your own intuition, your own unique intuition. And then we have the Tower card, which I feel like goes exactly very well with this Align Your Life card, because the Tower card is going to take out exactly what is no longer in alignment with you. The Tower is only going to affect the things that are no longer serving your highest good. Whether that is a relationship, whether that is a job, a location where you're living. It could be a behavior pattern, a thought pattern, a belief system. It could also be, closing out timelines that they were being kept open so that you could receive closure in some capacity. But like the Tower card says that the thing ending is literally the closure. That's it. That's all you need. Right? So it's closing out old timelines. Like the Tower is a shakeup. Clearly, this lightning is hitting the ground or something. I don't even know what is actually happening in this specific Tower card, but there's a squirrel, there's some acorns down here. And you know how like squirrels hide their nuts, right? It could even be something that, by this Tower moment happening, it's uncovering something that you forgot about. Like, when you just, you hide something so you won't use it or forget about it or whatever, and then you forget where you hid it. So this is that. It's finding that thing again. Maybe it's something in your subconscious. Maybe it's, whatever the case may be. It could even just be a stroke of motivation to get you moving forward, because this is the Tower is associated to Mars. Also, there's all of these butterflies on here too, which butterflies signify transformation. So, the Tower card is only going to affect the things that are no longer serving our highest good. If it's something that is continuing to stay in our way, it's going to get so uncomfortable to keep that thing close to you or within you or whatever, that you're like, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to change. I'm going to do whatever, because the discomfort is too great. It could also be sudden, even, because it is next to the Six of Swords. Even, you allowing yourself to like have a shift in mindset, even a paradigm shift, whatever it is, it's creating this tower moment, but it's in the sense of it's going to just clear out what is in your way, which of course can be like uncomfortable if there's resistance to it. But if you recognize, oh, okay, this is just a tower moment happening. And it's almost like you just make like a raft and allow yourself to float through it, especially like with the Queen of Cups here. Just wait for the pieces to fall, even with this card and how this is all broken up here. Just wait for the pieces to fall and see what you can do from there. We also have the Tower paired with the Magician card, which is really cool because the Magician, who is a Magician? I'm glad I looked because no, I don't have all of that memorized, but it's Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde, right, until the end of April. The Tower is Mars, which is Aries. Mercury is in retrograde in Aries right now. So I feel like that has some significance. But Mercury is a planet of communication, right? And when it's in retrograde, anytime there's a retrograde in general, it's revisiting something, right? Or even reevaluating something. That could be why the Tower card is showing up. But the Magician says that you have everything that you need in order to manifest the thing that you want. And, a lot of times, like when this card shows up, a lot of times it's because we believe that we don't, or that we're lacking something, lacking in time, lacking in resources, money, energy, mental capacity, right? Whatever it is, because the Magician has all four elements. Generally, we can't see them in this card, I don't think, but they do have all four elements available to them. Oh, the symbols of the elements are down there. But I always think of Harry Potter when the Magician shows up, and specifically the Sword of Gryffindor, because the Sword of Gryffindor shows up to exactly who needs it at the exact time that they need it, for the exact purpose that they need it for, right? And then it disappears. It goes on, whatever it ends up doing, right? It just moves on to the next thing of whatever it's needed for. And that's the Magician card. So again, it's this message about you have exactly the right amount of money, the right amount of time, the right amount of physical energy, the right emotional capacity, the right mental capacity, right? I mean, I'm just going through all of the elements here. You have exactly the right amount of everything that you need right now, or will have after this Tower, to move forward, to manifest the thing that you want to manifest into the physical world. And anything that you need beyond that will show up for you exactly when you need it, for the exact purpose that you need it for. So again, it even goes, there's this surrender and trust thing that I think I was talking about with the Queen of or the Queen of Cups. If I didn't, then yes, because this also to me feels like surrender. It does feel like trust. I think I did mention like letting go, right? Like letting go of control, even with this boat being guided by the crows, right? It's like literally this big thing about letting go of control. Even in the realm of human design too, right? Like if we are trying to control anything or too much of anything, then we're going to find ourselves in the not self theme of whatever our type is, right? So even going back to strategy and authority. So this Tower moment's happening. There's this, it is a 1, so it's a new beginning. Even maybe it gets you clear on what it is that you do want to do. It could be getting clear on where you are where you are like, I keep hearing like putting boundaries around yourself, but it's not like, I don't know. When I think boundaries, I think of protecting your peace and like protecting your energy, right? But it's more like where you're keeping yourself small, where you're keeping yourself stuck. Because after that, we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is lack, it's scarcity. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our physical time. Where are we physically showing up in our lives? It's even our health, our physical body, our possessions, what we place value and worth in. And fives are transitionary energies. So they're nothing to pitch a tent and get stuck in, but they are necessary for the process. And with this card specifically, what do you think? Like, so there's a couple ways that I see this. For one, clearly we see this person here who looks a little sad, right? And then there's this big ass door behind them, and there's this key here. So do they believe that they are locked in a room that they can't get out of? Or is there something behind this door that they're too afraid to pursue? Right? I mean, like, it literally could go either way. And this is all to like based on even past experience. If you're like, I tried before and this is how it went, and I was left in this state of being, that's old shit. And that wasn't in alignment with you. And also you gained experience from that. So either way though, right? Either way that goes, there's a key here, there's a keyhole here. And you're one decision away from even seeing if that key fits that keyhole. Who knows if it does? But this would be, it's so interesting that I'm even thinking mindset, because again, I mean, pentacles are the physical plane. This could even be, just being careful to not put all of your eggs in one basket. But what I was feeling before with this, that I didn't really like finish my thought on, was that it's already like making, like you already have it in your head that it's not going to work. Or you already have it in your head that this key isn't going to fit that hole. So why bother? That's how that feels. And it's interesting that it's paired with the Nine of Swords. So we have the Five of Cups and the Nine of Swords at the end of the reading too. So there's clearly some stuff for you to work through here. And it feels like limiting beliefs. It could, of course, be mourning the end of a relationship. It could be mourning the end of, I was going to say a life, but I don't mean in the sense that like somebody's, like, I don't mean in the sense of like unaliving. That just came out wrong. But just in the sense of like what you thought, like what you thought your identity was, or even, the book was talking about taking off the mask. So it's even like, okay, who am I without these things? Because even still, right, like we all maybe have this, we know what is authentic to us, right? And just through life, we put on these different hats, these different masks, trying to fit in, trying to belong, trying to, live up to expectations, whatever. But when you start stepping into your own authenticity, it's like you literally have to like learn how to, like you have to introduce yourself to yourself again and like meet yourself for the first time, because it's no longer just in your mind of what you believe to be authentic to you. Now it's like living an authentic expression. So the Nine of Swords is fear, doubt, anxiety. It's losing sleep at night. There's all these crows up there that are just kind of squawking around. But also there's this one crow in white. It's almost like spirit form. So this could be, for one, in the dream realm. where a lot of this is being worked out in the dream realm. It could also be like a spirit guide or an ancestor that's helping you clear some of this muck out. But I mean, you still have to like kind of go through and unpack all of this stuff. Nines are also individual completion. So it's definitely like these things, whatever these 9 crows are, whether they're, again, we're talking about swords. So beliefs, stories that you have about yourself, or even about your life, about your identity, your existence, whatever kind of makes up your ego, basically. It's looking at those things, and that's hard to do. But also, it's you get to decide, is that true for me? Is that story mine, for one? And if it is my story, is it true? 9 times out of 10, I want to say even 10 times out of 10, like in my own experience with this, because I also have had to do that at one point where there's all these like gremlins, is what I call them. There's crows on this card, but all these beliefs that I have about myself, or these stories that I had about myself. And I literally had to, first of all, become aware of them, right? I mean, like, where are those thoughts that produce fear, produce anxiety, produce doubt in you? Where are those stories coming from? And what are the narrative of those stories? And then like journaling helps a lot with this too. And especially just for me, because like seeing it outside of my head and seeing it on paper, I'm like, oh, or even sometimes saying it out loud, like write it down and then read the sentence out loud. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, so you get to decide, is that story mine? Did somebody imprint that story onto me? Like, did somebody tell you that you are too this, too that, not enough of whatever, right? And you just took it on to be part of your identity? Or again, is it a story that you came up with as a way to explain or understand a circumstance or an experience that you went through? So now the time is ready to decide, is that a true story? If it is, what do I want to do about it? If it is not, let it go. It no longer has control over you. It's no longer part of your identity. It's no longer something that you're going to be making decisions out of or in consideration of. And then move on to the next one, right? And it's not even like you have to replace it with a new story, but it's just being open to a new story that is more true for you to drop in. And then we have the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Again, cups have to do with our emotions. Pages are new. So this is a new way of emotionally expressing yourself, a new way of receiving emotion. We can see all this energy coming out from the heart space. And even there's this pig with wings up here. So this has that feeling of the impossible becoming possible. Because, usually when somebody says, oh yeah, when pigs fly, they're describing something that is impossible, right? Well, on this card, there's a pig flying. So something that you didn't even think was possible is going to become more possible. Even down here, it's almost like this person's soul, right, is reaching out to another person, and they're making a heart out of their hands. So it could be meeting the right people, making a connection, but it would also come out of a new level of emotional competency is the word that keeps coming to mind. But because we were talking about with the Queen of Cups about emotional maturity, I love this. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.